So you're hyped for a new Wild West MMO game that looks gorgeous and coming to PC extremely soon? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna completely destroy your expectations. Before I'm going into this, I'd like to say that there's actually a possibility that I'm wrong in this matter, and I actually hope that I'm wrong, since I too want a Wild West MMO game on PC. But all I'm doing here is stack up all the information that I personally have and tell you about it so that you can make an educated decision on pre-purchasing Wild West Online. Okay, so there's this game called Wild West Online that popped up out of nowhere. Screenshots of the game were leaked on a GTA forum, if I'm not mistaken, and presumed to be screenshots for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now obviously it was screenshots for Wild West Online, and I believe those screenshots were leaked by the developers of WWO themselves. A brilliant marketing move, but also one hell of a way to take advantage of the hype for Red Dead Redemption 2. The reason I believe that the developers leaked this themselves is because PC Gamer was already ready from that second with an exclusive game reveal. So now that we know what Wild West Online is, who is it made by? Nobody really knows. They're calling themselves 612 Games, a studio that hasn't made any games before, then starting with an MMO game and an alpha release window only a month or two after the reveal itself. That's a bit sketchy. Now here's where the game becomes even more sketchy. It might be the works of Sergey Titov. When the game first got hyped, some users were voicing their complaints about how the game looked really similar to War Z, Shattered Sky, Last Man Standing, and Romero's Aftermath. These are all games made by Sergey Titov, a man well known for creating shitty cash grab games. Take War Z for an example. War Z had an incredible amount of hype when it released. It was a complete shit show. The game was very glitchy, it had issues left and right, it was poorly optimized and filled with cheaters. Additionally, the Steam screenshots for the game were a false advertisement back then, and if I remember correctly, some users even thought that War Z was the DayZ standalone, because back then DayZ mod was huge and the DayZ standalone had just been announced. They had to change the name of the game since it might have also infringed on the name of a highly anticipated movie called War Z starring Brad Pitt, and so they did. Now it's called Infestation Survivor Stories. War Z was even removed from the Steam store page because, according to Kotaku, fans have been clamoring for the game's removal from Steam since it was released on Monday. Many gamers have criticized the game for its misleading description, controversial microtransactions, and forum censorship. And yes, they censored a lot on the forum. But let's move on. Here's what happened with Sergey Titov's other games. First War Z came out, you know that. They renamed it Infestation Survivor Stories and made it free to play after that. Don't worry, there's still plenty of pay-to-win microtransactions in there, even allowing you to buy weapons to destroy players who haven't found a weapon yet. But Free Reign Entertainment did not want to update War Z to make sure it had new content. No, they copy-pasted the entire thing, made a new map, and renamed that one Romero's Aftermath, which was the second game in this complete shithole. It was basically the same fucking thing as War Z. But now the whole zombie fad thing was dying a little bit down. Less games were being made with zombies, so guess what they did? they removed the zombies, right? And added aliens. and then they called it Shattered Skies. Okay, so Shattered Skies is basically, again, the same thing as War Z. Nothing's changed, it's just aliens instead. And then again after that they just completely removed the aliens, made a smaller map and called that Last Man Standing, which is a battle royale game, and I played it, it sucks, it's bad. Which finally brings us to now. Wild West, never mind, actually we couldn't forget about Big Rigs, could we? Sergey Titov made one of the worst games of all time called Big Rigs. And I'm just gonna let this guy speak for me.
I'm not trying to find glitches. It just so happens the whole game is a glitch. Look at this picture here. The hill turned into nothing. The taillights are flying off the truck, and the bridge is hovering over thin air. The support beams are so close to touching the ground. but don't.
Okay, so now that we're finally up to speed, here comes Wild West Online. Beautiful screenshots. Wild West MMO on PC, high promises and a soon release date. What could go wrong? Absolutely everything. Everything could go wrong, either because it's a new studio or because I believe that in every way Sergey Titov is connected, unfortunately, connected to Wild West Online. A YouTuber called Big Fry TV first brought me up to speed on this topic, stating that the website is designed extremely similar to the forums of Shattered Skies, that Sergey Titov is friends with one of the developers of Wild West Online on Facebook, which doesn't mean much, but I mean it means something, it adds a little. That the company in the bottom of the Wild West Online website called DJ2 Entertainment also worked on Romero's Aftermath, among other games, also connected somehow to Free Reign Entertainment, which is Sergey Titov's company. It's really unclear what DJ2 actually do, but let's move on. This is a part of the FAQ section for Wild West Online. When asked what engine will this game be made in, we're using a proprietary licensed engine designed and developed specifically for open world online games, and will uncover our technology in the coming months, so on. This engine is Nightshade. Nightshade is the exact same engine that War C was made on, that Shattered Sky was made on, that Romero's Aftermath was made on, and Last Man Standing was made on. So that's where it gets really sketchy. Because when they finally admitted, yeah, we're using the Nightshade engine because we don't want to develop a new one, they come out and say it has some robust anti-cheat features already embedded. What? All the games from Free Reign Entertainment, you name it, War C, Romero's Aftermath, Shadow Sky, Last Man Standing, all of those had a lot of cheaters. A lot of cheaters. So that's why it's really sketchy to me that they're saying it has robust anti-cheat features when it fucking doesn't. Now, someone told me that if you look up the website for Wild West Online called playwwo.com on Whois, you can find out that the organization behind it is called Domains by Proxy. Now, if we look up Shattered Skies, it's the same thing. And additionally, playshatteredskies.com, playwwo.com, I mean, they're kind of similar, but whatever, we'll disregard that. Let's go see what Domains by Proxy is. So the main concept of Domains by Proxy is your identity is nobody's business but ours. So when you go a little bit down, our contact information is made public on the Whois directory, not yours. So this is where you go if you don't want anybody to know who actually registered the domain. Okay, let's really quickly talk about their refund policy, because they have a no-fuss refund policy, which is a huge marketing move. I mean, a lot of people would maybe purchase the game if it was refundable at the first try. But apparently, what I've been reading so far is only half of the people are actually able to get a refund straight away. That's sketchy. Now, maybe they will get it later, so I'm not going to talk about this anymore, but it's a bit sketchy, isn't it? Now, basically everything I've said for the past 8 minutes could have been disregarded by one statement that they made. They are saying that 612 Games is neither a subsidiary of Free Reign nor financed by Free Reign or Sergey Titov. The team is focused, blah blah blah. But basically they're saying Sergey Titov has nothing to do with the funding of the game. He could still be involved. I mean, right? They're not necessarily saying that Sergey Titov doesn't have anything to do with the company. They're just saying that 612 Games wasn't created by Sergey Titov, or that it's not financed by Sergey Titov. He could still be involved, so I'm going to kind of lay this by the side. It's kind of vague, but it's still something. So maybe there's a little bit of hope, but I'm going to keep going now and kind of destroy that hope. 612 Games finally showed off their gameplay for Wild West Online, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of that and tell you why it's complete shit. Here's the first thing. Free Reign Entertainment has always been really bad at making running animations. Running and walking is just not their thing. You can see here the fist goes up like that. I'm gonna play it at normal speed now and you can see. So what you're seeing right here is the exact same running animation as the other games, you know, Shattered Skies, Romero's Aftermath, all that War C shit. You can just see already that the movement is just as clunky as War C, Romero's Aftermath, all that Last Man Standing shit, you name it. And I unfortunately don't think that's gonna change, because it hasn't changed at all in War C, Romero's Aftermath, all those old games. They haven't updated it. They never changed it. And they didn't even in the latest one called Last Man Standing. They didn't change the movement, and they're not going to in this one, I believe. Even in something as integral as horse riding to a Wild West game, you can just hear it's not very fine-tuned, it's not very well made, because the animations suck and the sound is not synced up to the horse riding, as you can hear in this clip.
Saying that we're gonna go ride out, meet up with my friend Mike.
Even the combat is the same. You can see when he's running, the animation just turns his gun to the side straight away, and the shooting is the same, as you can see here. The hit marker's same. It's generally just the same thing. Lots of the UI even looks to be the same. Now in 2012, the first War C gameplay came out from Sergey Titov, Free Reign Entertainment, whatever, and it was shown off. It was a really scripted video, but they made it look really cool. And when I saw the new Wild West Online video, I couldn't stop thinking about this very scripted War C video, because it's basically made the same way. I'm not saying that other companies shouldn't make their videos scripted. You know, Ubisoft keeps making scripted gameplay videos, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but these just, they're so scripted, and the way that they interact with each other is just the same. I just wanted to include that because I do think it adds a little bit to my case. Here's what the purchasing page of Wild West Online looks like. It's extremely similar to the War C page back then. I managed to finally find a fucking picture of it, but here it is. I'm not saying that this necessarily proves anything, but I'm just saying they're really similar, and that Free Reign Entertainment actually really likes to do these tiered purchases. They've done it for all their games so far, that I'm aware of at least, and they're probably going to continue doing them. Additionally, in War C, you had this thing called a global storage. Now that global storage allowed you to go back to like a safe zone and put in some weapons that you wouldn't lose on death, so you could come back there anytime and actually pick it up again. In Wild West Online, you also have storage base slots, where you'll get more if you purchase the higher ones. And I think those slots are like the global storage, which is weird because apparently these games are not connected at all. I just think it's sketchy that so many things are similar to what shouldn't apparently be connected in any way. They only use the engine, they say. I want to finish off with one last shady thing. You cannot rate nor comment on the Wild West Online gameplay. That's everything you can do. You can watch it and shut the fuck up. I just personally think that that's really shady and sketchy, that you're not allowing people to rate how you think the gameplay is looking. Personally, with all the information that I have here, I'm not going to be touching the game, and I recommend you to not touch it before seeing reviews and actual gameplay of the game before making a decision on purchasing the game. I can't be 100,000% sure of what I'm saying in this video. I'm just saying the information that I have in attempt to protect your wallet. Just wait for the reviews and just wait for the gameplay. All I'm saying is be cautious of this title, please. Alright, have a good one. You can pick one of these videos if you'd like to see something completely fucking unrelated to this topic that I've just talked about. It's not even related to gaming. I mean, just click one of them.